So on YouTube, it's possible that your channel you're watching might decide they want to ban you. And I've seen some people that are very sensitive to things and they wind up doing that. So every now and then I check to see if I'm just talking to nobody. And what generally seems to work is to just, as a private window in private browsing, if you go to some page and you don't see yourself there, but you see yourself normally in your own comments, then you've probably been banned, though there may be some exceptions if there's something weird about your comment. So I used to use this tool, YouTube comment downloader, and that worked for a while, but it doesn't seem to work anymore. So I realized that the tool that I'm using, YTDLP, which I use quite a bit as a downloader, has extensions for comment downloading. So tonight I have put together a little solution, and I'll make some little notes to myself here. So let's say I want to download the comments for a certain video, right? So let's say this is one I know I've made a comment on right here, right? So I'm going to go over here. See what it is it's saying is write comments but skip download the video file. So here we go. It is now getting all the comments for that. Okay, looks like there's 305 comments coming in. Okay, so the problem at this point is I did get all the data, but it's in some sort of JSON file here that's it's not at all user. Somewhere in here there's little bits of information that you need. It starts with sort of a header, and it's some sort of like web publishing standard or something. But anyway, the point is that what I did was, I sometimes do is I made a hacky little program that takes that file. Just go back to my abstracts here. So here, what I did was I made a little C program, and I'll go over how it works. But what I'll just demonstrate it, right? So here's the general thing. It takes in it's a standard I/O style of program. So it's taking the data in through standard input and outputting it through standard out. That's why I need these redirections here. So here we go. So I should, in theory, have converted that JSON file into readable comments, and it appears we have, right? So here's just the author. You have to start at the beginning. Okay, the text goes before the author. Appears to, yeah. Hopefully it is. So yeah. So what I do here, if I look for myself, I should appear there, right? So there I am. So I know that I am in this set of downloaded comments, therefore I have not been banned from this channel at this time. So I was going to say the actual JSON thing is like this. I've made it a little bit bigger, and you can see that what we're looking for, what my program is looking for, is it's taking one character in at a time, and it says we're watching for the first letter. Like I'm looking for these things here, author, right? Got author. And you got text. I think there's somewhere around here is text. So these are the two things you're really looking for, is this. So my program looks for this and says we're starting to do business at this point. Then it looks for an ART, and then it says it counts, position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if it's anything that isn't what it expects after the ART, it just goes back to the beginning. Then what it does is when it establishes it's reached that point there, it says look for the second quote and then start printing that out, and then end at the third quote, right? So that's how that works. That's how that program works. It's a really, really ugly program. It took me like an hour or two to figure it out. It's really, really ugly. It doesn't solve these general cases of comparing strings, but it did work in this case. Yeah, so I decided that I should probably go over the program I made just for the sake of doing it, but it really is ugly. So here we have the program here, and it's got a few variable declarations, string location, status of writing, copying thing. Basically, at one point you're copying the characters, input characters to the output. There's the qualification. The str star does qualification that there's a quote that we found what we need because that needs a quote in front. So see, A would be the character itself. I guess I just said A for some reason, but yeah. So here we go. So it has a sort of logic where things are in a certain order that you need it to be the next time. So certain things are above other certain things, so that the next time you go through the loop, it's all one big loop, right? So I had ideas about copying the entire thing into memory and then doing string comparisons and making sure I don't run over the edge of the string. But hey, it works. So basically, that's what it is. It's just looking. Okay, just a sec. Okay, yeah. So first of all, it's looking for a quote to know that it started doing anything. Then it's looking for one of two characters to have one of two trees of checking, right? Then I kind of put this in the wrong place. It doesn't really matter. It just means that once you're into the match condition, you don't want to be in we're looking for the start condition. And then this part has to do with dealing with quotes, and this part is, but if you're you've reached a certain number of quotes, you copy the input to the output. Then this stuff has to do with making sure that at a certain count you have the anticipated character. And then there's when you do get the data, you go to the state of saying you're ready to output, but then you first say it's either an auth or a text. So that's how that all works.